Hello there. Um, Today I'm just gonna be yapping, and for today's yap session, I like to talk about the Transformers movies. Now, okay, I'm a big Transformers fan in general. You know, I've been a lot of fans throughout the years, considering this franchise has been around for 40 years now. Oh my god. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about the movies in general right now. I feel like I talk about the shows in another video, with those, but mind you, this is not some in-depth review. You're not gonna get any new insight. This is just my experiences with the movies. I've seen all the movies, from the G1 movie, the Bayformers, the Nightverse, I think it was called, and then finally Transformers 1. So we're starting off with the first one, from the Bayformers, 2007. So this movie I saw first. This was my introduction to Transformers. I believe I also saw the animated series around that same time, but we'll focus primarily on the movie. And I had to say, I really like it. I rewatched it, and I still really like it. You know, yes, I feel like this was as good, the best introduction or reintroduction the world to Transformers, because it's the best written movie by far. That's not a very high bar looking at the other installments. But in the Bayformers, this is the best written movie, in my opinion, because it actually sets up quite a bit. Like from the mystery. I mean, you already know what happens. But yes, of course, the mysteries around Sam's ancestry, the glasses, Megatron, and the other Transformers in general. Like they built up a certain, okay, maybe not mystery, but they built up a mystique around the Cybertronians, and it was actually quite cool. And seeing Blackout, the helicopter guy, shoot up the entire army base, was like, oh my god, that's crazy. And weird. And then the soldiers, the survivors of that base attack, have their own little like side story, and eventually they merge in the main plot. Like, that's actually not bad. That part's actually like fairly well done. I like it. And then Sam's story, and how he came to eventually meet the Autobots. Barricade, my god, that Mustangs. I'm a sucker for Mustangs, especially 5th generation Mustangs. The Saleen Mustang is beautiful, by all means. And the eventual culmination, the final battle, the introduction, the Decepticons, Megatron's introduction. I was scared, I saw this on DVD, so I was comfortably at home watching this on TV, and I saw Megatron. I was like, that man is pure evil. Stay away from him. And yeah, that statement rings true. He's scary. I can't believe, Lord Elron or an Agent Smith and Megatron are played by the same guy. It's really funny. And yeah, and I feel like it ended well. It ended on a pretty good note, honestly. Hopeful for a sequel and such, and also Linkin Park playing at the end. I mean, that's iconic. So yeah. So then I saw I saw the G1 movie afterwards, because it was my father had it on a CD, and okay, I watched this before 2 came out. It was either a little before or a little after. I don't exactly remember, but I was still a dumb little kid. I watched this. Now you need to watch the first 2 seasons of the G1 series to at least know what happens in the movie. I mean, you could watch the movie on its own, but it's like it feels more natural if you watch the first 2 seasons, because that's what they proceed before the movie, and then season 3 and 4 continue after the movie. But it was really bizarre, because a lot of cool characters, old characters I didn't know the names of, a lot of newer characters that I still didn't know. I knew for the movie, of course, but a bunch of characters which I knew from the more recent media. And honestly, I really like the G1 movie. To me, it's really entertaining. Of course, as its own standalone thing, it is very confusing if you haven't watched the rest of the G1 series. But as a part of the G1 series, and I'm pretty sure this is a fairly common opinion, it is a very bold move because, as we all know, they killed like a lot of characters in that movie. Like a lot. Like I was surprised. I saw Ironhide and Ratchet get shot, and they just collapsed, just like it's like what? Like I saw Braun get shot. His shoulder is like he took a shot to the shoulder. He's probably fine. And then you see Prowl get shot. His eyes, the color disappears from him, and then color reappears, but it's not the regular blue. It's like a fiery orange because his insides like combusted for like a second, and then his smoke billows out of his mouth, and then he collapses. It's like what? Scared the hell out of me. And then just Starscream, he just dies. Like he just gets disintegrated. It's like I thought Starscream would be here for longer. The entire movie is insane. I love it. I love it. And I experienced the same things as many kids back in 1986 felt. The trauma of seeing Optimus Prime die. It's like what? You know, it's the people who wrote this movie are sadists. Like, why? Okay, yeah, so Transformers the G1 movie is awesome. I love it. It's very bizarre. Even I haven't seen season 3 and 4 G1 now that I think about it. I gotta get to that one of these days. Now we're moving on to Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen. Yes, everyone will point out the very interesting fact that this movie was may have been hampered by the writer's strike of 2008. And yes, so during this movie's production, the writer's strike happened, so there were no writers for this movie officially. Except for like the 3 guys that Michael Bay had by his side. It sounds really weird. Apparently, they were like locked in a hotel room, and they were locked or just like kept in a hotel room, and they were like trying to figure out a basic script for like a month, or like the script was written like less than a month. It was very strange, and so the quality of the movies became dubious, to say the least. But other than that, I still really like Revenge of the Fallen. It's very bizarre still to think about, you know. There's a lot of weird implications. I paid attention to the dialogue, and I just like I got really confused. Like I saw this movie in theaters, so you know I had a good experience. You know, I still have no idea why they made Jetfire like. Was he British or Australian in that one? Cause I don't know if he was exactly British or Australian. I couldn't pinpoint his accent exactly, but it's kind of I kind of like Jetfire with an accent, you know. Like if you remember in like the War for Cybertron and Fall for Cybertron games, he was Australian, and it's like I kind of like Australian Jetfire. But yeah, the Fallen, I already know what to say about him. Like, he didn't terrify me as much as Megatron did, and Megatron gets like slapped at this movie. It's kind of funny. And you see that the Force fight. Everyone remembers the Force fight, you know. That's also one where Optimus Prime dies. Now I think I've already witnessed G1 Optimus Prime dying, so this death was like more understand. I did not cry as much in this one. So yeah. Moving on. Then we have Transformers 3. Now, this is a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. I do like this movie. I like it more than 2. Do I like it more than 1? Not really, but it's pretty close. I also saw this one in theaters, and I just remember because this movie is hype moments and aura. Like, what you see is what you get. It is like the craziest PG-13 movie I've seen up to that point. Because there was so much going on, and generally I did like it. So yeah, I was like, oh, how you know what? If it ended there, I would have been happy. And then Transformers 4 came out, Age of Extinction. I also saw that in theaters, and it was I was mixed on it. Like I liked certain parts of it, and some parts I didn't like so much. I'll say that much. Um. Okay, I'm looking like back at it. Yeah, I think other people have said it. It's like if the characters we knew got sucked into a different dimension, where they're all hated or something, along those lines. But yeah, I didn't really like Age of Extinction that much. I don't hate it. I don't necessarily dislike it, although it's very weird things happening in that movie. Sentinel Prime is a villain for the previous twist villain for the previous movie. Did like genuinely catch me off guard. You know, I was like, oh, that makes sense. He's working with Megatron. You know, who's in tatters in that movie. And this one's Lockdown. It's like, ooh, Lockdown. I know him from Transformers Animated. It's like, ooh, are there gonna be interesting interactions with this guy? I really liked him in Animated, and I just thought, oh, they're probably gonna do something cool with him. They didn't really do that. Like he sounded like a bit of a try-hard. You know, all his lines sound like he's being forced to say him. It's like, I don't care. He doesn't sound intimidating. He sounds it's like a try hard. There are other words to describe him, but I got nothing at the moment. Yeah, it's a bit bizarre movie. You know, Stanley Tucci was funny though. I did like him in that movie. Well, it's interesting because he was like the stereotypical morally dubious CEO at first, and then he kind of turns into like full-on gag character at the end. He starts, you know, tweaking out. It's actually, that's funny. You know, at least he's funny. I started to dislike the Autobots. I thought Crosshairs was just an a-hole. I thought Drift was pretentious. Bumblebee was more of a child than soldier. Optimus Prime, I can understand with Optimus at least. He's disgruntled that humanity basically betrayed him. But I like Hound though. Hound, who were voiced by John Goodman. Perfect casting. I love Hound. He's like the only things I like in 4 and 5. And moving on to 5. Oh my god, I hate 5. It's the only movie in this franchise I hate. I saw 5. I died inside because watching 5, besides the writing being everywhere, it just for some reason they played the action. This is just not appealing. And I give Michael Bay this. He can shoot action. He's good at that thing. You know, my favorite movie of his is The Rock. I love The Rock. It's crazy, bombastic, blockbuster, stupid, but fun. Transformers 5 is anything but those things. Like it's horrible. I genuinely don't like it. I hate it. It put me off Transformers for like a while, because oh my god, if it's like nobody cared about making this movie, and if nobody cared about making this movie, why should I care about the movie itself? It's horrible. If you like it, that's fine, but there's other things to like. That's all I'm saying. Also, the Earth is Unicron. What does that mean? What? What? Also, they have arrested more Decepticons than Autobots. Like in 4, apparently it was like a case of mistaken identity. You know, apparently the general public know the Autobots, but they didn't know Ratchet. That lady in the 4th one thought Ratchet was a Decepticon for whatever reason. Not counting Cemetery Wind, they know they're hunting Autobots. But like in 5, it's already been shown that they've kind of killed more Autobots than Decepticons. They've arrested Decepticons. How do you arrest a Decepticon? Like, you're under arrest. You have a right to an attorney. 70 years in prison for they're robots. They're like immortal under the right conditions. What's putting them in prison gonna do? They can live for like an eternity if they can live for an eternity under the right conditions. Okay, enough of that. Enough of 5. 5 is stupid. Very stupid. And then I saw Bumblebee. Now, the Bumblebee movie is quite good. It's basically the Iron Giant. It's much more scaled down story, which it feels more reminiscent of G1, you know, like smaller stories set in the world. And I really liked it, you know. Is it a bit plagiarist in Iron Giant? I mean, okay. Okay. It's a it maybe be a bit too similar to Iron Giant. I can see some criticisms there. I have some criticisms with this movie, and that's fair. I really liked it. The Cybertron sequence spoiled me. It was really good. That Cybertron sequence, I'll never forget it. And yeah, I really like the designs. Less complicated, a bit simpler, but still, it has that beautiful live action flair to each of them. And now we move on to Rise of the Beast. I generally don't have much to say about this movie because I saw Bumblebee at home on streaming, and I saw Rise of the Beast in theaters. I just thought it was like the most okay-ish movie of the franchise. It was mid. Like, it's very bizarre. I really felt like this movie could have been better overall. Like it's I don't know, it's missing some ingredients, I guess is what I'm trying to say with Rise of the Beast. And that G.I. Joe crossover, I wonder if that, how that's gonna go, because they've done that plenty of comics and I've seen done in like shows or movies. And yeah, I really don't have much to say. Scourge was kind of like a forgettable villain, honestly. And oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the villains in the previous movies. In 5, I think Megatron, he's just back to being someone's lapdog, basically. Quintessa, she was not nearly interesting enough. Nemesis Prime, he's just like a mean uncle. I don't know what to say about you. Just like an abusive uncle. That's what he is. Okay, like a Dropkick and Shatter. Honestly, as villains, they're not bad. They're not great, but like they're actually pretty good villains. They're Decepticons. They're actually deceived. My God. And Rise of the Beast, Scourge as a villain is just kind of boring. And Unicron. Oh yeah, Unicron. Okay, so Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast cannot be the same universe as Bayformers, even though there have been like really a lot of hints, because Unicron is like right there. He's trying to eat the Earth. If Unicron was the Earth, as mentioned in 5, why would he be committing cannibalism on himself? And also, according to the Transformers media, there's only like one Unicron across all universes. So like, this also doesn't make sense. Alright, moving on. Transformers 1. Oh my God, it is the best Transformers movie I've ever seen. Like, I saw it. It was amazing. I didn't believe in the trailers. The trailers assassinated this movie's reputation on the internet. Everyone thought it would be like cookie cutter slop on the internet. And then the movie actually came out. It was so good that all the trailers sucked so bad. And then when I actually saw the movie, I cried. It was so good. It was so good. It's the best movie of this franchise, period. And then I saw the box office numbers. This movie will never get a sequel. And that's so horrible. That's the worst tragedy of all. I cried. I basically cried. I cry myself to sleep knowing that this movie will never get a follow-up. We won't get Transformers 2. Which could have been amazing. Who knows? But I don't know anymore. Like, if there was a follow-up to Transformers 1, it probably wouldn't be of like equal quality. Like, honestly, I'd rather have no follow-up than a really bad one. Yeah, that's really about it. I love Transformers 1. I've seen it like 3 times now. It's just, my God, it's so good. And it's a damn shame not many people got to see it in theaters. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I was just yapping this session. So thanks for listening to me sputter utter nonsense. And I'll see you next time.